I like that. I don't know why it's just off-putting, but I love it. Nice build on anxiety. There was these, orchestral runoffs. Kind of a nice dynamic spread in the composition in a single anime. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Ooh, nice. I like that. That caught me off guard. I like there's a little swell that comes in right behind that. It's nice. This is still, even though I'm re-listening to this from last week, this is still some great arrangements. And breathing really, really well and dynamically. Nice. I was wondering what they were going to do with the percussion. I like this. It teases us a little bit with that piano work. A little bit of a self-loathing area of the track, maybe. But then again, in the description, it's where he gets narcissistic and arrogant. Yeah. Nice small room sound on the snare. Really love the track. As attached to, after reading what it was, that the character started off wanting to do good. Kind of felt that way because the way the guitar pattern came in, there was a little bit. It was a little bit of what I would call a shy, hopeful. Like you didn't know where it was going to go, but then that weird dissonant thing came in, and maybe that was the tug of war of the character, wanting to do good, wanting to do good, wanting to be, and then gets pulled down into this other direction where he starts to become cynical and narcissist, and I guess in the description ends up killing other people. I really like that track, and the fact that it didn't try to force a little bit of a melody on you, and you just kind of glided with the basics. All right, I guess I got to keep listening. Nice build on anxiety.
まずは地球の掃除と思って凶悪犯の名前を書き続けた。やがて誰も悪いことができなくなるように。そして罪を受けて当然な悪人が心臓麻痺で死んでいく裏で、道徳のない人間、人に迷惑をかける人間を病死や事故死で少しずつ消していく。そうすれば 確実に世界
Oh
はいい
shit, I
方
thought we
向
just jumped into Halo right there. I thought I may have hit a wrong button. Okay, briefly, I do want to stop. That last track, I didn't say much of anything because I was watching the scene against music and listening to its purposeful composition, which we don't get an opportunity to really do a lot here. In this case, what I was really digging on here when I was listening to this last section is how the composer dug a hole sonically for audio. So when there was no dialogue, the music got a lot more aggressive, still hanging on that pulso. They wanted to keep you dark and heavy, you know, with that kind of, you know, discursive pattern that they were playing. And the arrangement was percussive, but there was not any percussion to speak of. They really let the anxiety of the strings just kind of dig in while having the choral aspect of it, which kind of signifies a little bit of the darkness thing. Especially the scenes where the character does this with his hand and there was these, you know, orchestral runoffs. So that was fun to listen to. I love that distant upright piano vibe. Getting very alternative here. Slightly a little bit of a tuning issue with the guitar. I don't know that this has to, I don't know if it has to do with the tuning or where that bend was, but I liked it. And then in the background of this whole track, I like that track. Had a very alternative vibe to it. So this is apparently the last listen. Kind of a nice dynamic spread in the composition in a single anime. The track really goes well with this image. I don't know if this is the main character, you guys tell me, or if this is a character. But it almost seems like the kind of music, the way this character is drawn up, suits her very well. Support character, okay. So far, the composer in this series does lean into a little bit more of the alternative vibe. This sounds a little like Outer Wilds, though, doesn't it? I mean, am I wrong? I love the bass sound of that. Ooh, I just heard a nice slide there. Yeah, true, Amon. All right. Like I said, I really enjoy threading different kind of compositions in a single piece of production. To me, it gives me a little bit of an idea about how the composer you know, has what kind of composition chops with instrumentation and genre crossovers, which is really nice. Because that one scene that we saw that was all action, obviously was more of the strings and the choral kind of vibe. These other things had a really nice alternative rock kind of vibe, with a little indie bit of indie vibe, with just a hint of indie and just a hint of alternative and just a hint of, I don't know, what am I saying?